That's a hit, boy. Oh my god. I wanna take her to an island, but she hit me with the hymen. What's going on, guys? It's the motherfucking kid. Here we are again, this time with a new artist. I've never heard Zelooperz. I believe he is Danny Brown's artist, like he's on Danny Brown's label. Before I begin, I do want to say I recently had a debate with Dr. Heemdout. You can check that shit out right here. The conversation was basically about comedy theory and whether it's fine to make fun of people for their looks. I'm also going to be dropping a single pretty soon, so go ahead and like and subscribe. Be on the lookout for that. That shit's going to be really dope. Anyways, let's just get right into it. Van Gogh's left ear. Alright, so immediately I'm getting a strong Danny Brown influence. I have no idea if this is Danny Brown's artist, but it's like Danny Brown's clone. Like, if Danny Brown is Cell, this motherfucker's Cell Jr. right now. Oh, he's got like the absurd references, referencing Mr. T, shit like that. I will say this, Van Gogh is kind of like super played out. Every quote unquote artist thinks they're fucking Van Gogh or thinks they should reference Van Gogh. It's fucking weird. I don't understand it. It's like they fetishize this mental instability that he had, you know, like the whole cutting off his left ear, sending it to the love of his life. It's like, oh, he's a true artist. He's so crazy. Oh, he's so crazy. It's kind of like cringe as fuck. Whoa, his fucking cadence is totally different right here. It's fucking dope. I really like that. It kind of reminds me of Whiplash. There's this scene in Whiplash where the drummer, he kind of breaks up with his girlfriend because he thinks that she's gonna hold him back, and he's very straightforward about it. He's like, I want to be great and I can't be great with you here. And you know, like that sentiment where he's talking about how like the girl doesn't believe him when he's saying he's working all the time, so like he has to just like break up with her. And then afterwards, he's like, shit, I'll show you how much I love you. Give me the board, you know, I'll cut off my ear. It is topical, but it's saying something else about relationships, not just the general, like, oh, I'm so in love with you, I would cut my ear off and give it to you. Is that the chorus? I'm gonna stalk your shit. I'm on stalker shit. I'm gonna stalker shit. Put a head in the box like Jeffrey Dahmer. That shit's fucking hilarious. Paranormal snaptivity. I'm not sure what that's like referencing, but I do like this. Yo, I know who the fuck that was, but that guy fucking took it. He killed that shit. Alright, so I definitely think that's my favorite song so far. All the references in there reminds me of Star by Brockhampton. Well, welcome to my wine house. I was born up by the well, they was flipping coins for all the bills. I couldn't climb up the side of the wall, they were slippery as hell. They think they supernatural, they think they gon' die to shit. I like flying out this bitch. Yeah, I think it's just cool. That mean the cool with chicken in it. They think I'm big in it. I'm up ignite just like a chemist with no brain cells in them. Alright, so I definitely feel like that track had more going on to it than I caught on. So I have to definitely go back and listen to it. I didn't catch everything. These songs are really short. It's going through them like really fast. It's got this like Mad Lib type of vibe to it. I'm not angry with it. I just wish that some of these songs were a little bit more fleshed out. But yeah, for sure, this I definitely have to go back to that because I was catching some stuff that felt like it was part of a bigger picture. Monopoly, mahogany, I'm smoking woods all night. Watching him about it, for everything in sight. TSA, I love every dog, I don't like the ones they bite. You mean muggy, shaky, it get muggy, it be cold like a scully. Put some shoes on your puppy, I'll walk you outside, get you scruffy. Living by nothing, bucking, juggling, getting the bitches in the nuts. Yeah, scrap last week, all you do was some nuts. Scrap last week, all I do was some first. I only want it if it's like I put your eyes out, hear me coming. With a sign up. They think I'm a teacher, but I'm just an ill advisor. Yeah, okay, so that had like an anthemic vibe to it, but it feels like it's striking the same vibe over and over again. Like I've heard that type of shit at least 3 times in the album, and I really didn't like how he ended it. Like, you think I'm a teacher, but I'm just an ill advisor. It's kind of whack. I don't know. I'm hoping that it gets more fleshed out and there's more conceptual tracks because right now it just feels like he's just throwing a lot out there lyrics wise, and like nothing's really connecting with me. Like there's no um overarching message. Van Gogh, he's basically the most prominent artist in the impressionist era of painting. So if like if he's doing this consciously, kind of like giving impressions of songs, I get it, but I don't like it. All right, so that's a nice change of pace. That was totally different from everything that's been on the album. And the vibe that it struck, it's so youthful. It's got like this fucking um punk energy. I like that shit. I can't really tell what the fuck he's saying still. And sometimes the mix does sound a little bit fucked up, but it's cool. It was a cool surprise. Fucking Danny Brown, bro. I haven't heard Danny Brown a lot this year, like on projects. I feel like the most prominent thing he was on the Brockhampton album, and he definitely killed that shit. So I'm excited to see what Danny's gonna do on this. Yeah, I feel like this guy's kind of like a generic version of Danny Brown. Like his lyrics, the attitude he has, it all strikes this Danny Brown vibe, but it never really connects the way Danny Brown's lyrics do. I think that has more to do with the how young this guy is. I'm assuming he's young and he's like an up and coming artist. So I'm guessing he just hasn't developed his style, his voice that much. But like, that's preposterous. You rather have more luck riding a rhinoceros. It's kind of dumb. It's fucking dumb lyrics. I don't know, bro. Um the way he ended it too, I just felt like I'm sucking on her dashboard or whatever the fuck, you know. It's not good. Suspect, I'm so good, I scare myself. Like a roach with a flashlight, I look so good when I touch myself. Find out what the hell like. Mama said I wouldn't rap tight, so I rap like my life ain't tight. Lord knows I ain't living right, I was scratched out like headlights. Now check to me, and you press the beat, sick and I ain't friends kissing me. It's like every month but me is Black History. So I think I have said, putting all my name concept. I'm like whenever nigga we beef ever like Tom Champ. I want to talk about the video real quick first. I grew up playing Crash Bandicoot. That was one of the first games I had on the PlayStation. Everything in that video I fucking love. I recognize. I love that Danny Brown is basically like the little character that like follows you around. It's been a while since I played it. I feel like that's the character that like you see in the checkpoints and stuff like that. And this other guy Zelooperz is Crash. I fucking love it. It's such a nostalgic blast from my childhood. It's fucking dope. I love that. My favorite song so far. The next song is called Essential Worker, so I'm hoping it could be a little bit more conceptual and sentimental. But yeah, so far I think this Crash Bandicoot song has been my favorite. I look so good I scare myself like a roach with that flashlight. I look so I want to touch myself, find out what that head like. I fucking love that line. It's Bruiser, bitch. Upside your head. Bruh, gotta go thoroughbred. Gotta throw your head. Yeah, so this guy's Bruiser Barrage. I think that was the name of the project. It was Danny Brown's like little group of rappers. I have a dream with two queens on that king size. What, you trying to kick knowledge like you on the corner selling bean pies? So by any means necessary, bring it on. I need commissionary. I need blame it on me. I need commissionary. These lyrics are fucked up. On site whenever we got beef like Tom and Jerry. I love that shit. First time I hit this hole, I was working at Wendy's. That shit's funny. You know, these stories about essential workers, they connect more when they're relatively closer to that time period. And just like knowing that this guy's not famous, it makes me feel like more sincerity with these words. It's like, oh yeah, I bet that was like 2 years ago, bro. Like that shit. It's some real shit. Alright, I feel like I'm not following too hard, but is the girl like an escort? And he paid her $40, and now they're at his place, but like she's asking for more money. He's like, I'm not gonna give you any more money. Like, um, I gave you the money on some baller shit. I'm not sure what's happening completely in the story, but that's what I'm getting. Uh huh. Uh huh. Matrax, was that the second guy? I like the whole idea that okay, yeah, COVID's still going on, but I'm still out here working. Like I'm the fucking essential worker. It kind of came off as like he's slanging, he's doing some illegal shit, like, but he's bragging about it, like he's still out here in these streets. So it's just cool. It's a cool reference to the times. And then the way this other guy fucking came on, the way this other guy came on is totally different. It's totally unique. I think this song is one of my favorites too. I'm not sure if it's better than the Bandicoot, oh, Bash Bandicoot one, but yeah, it's up there. None of these fucking songs have lyrics except for the Danny Brown one, which is kind of fucked up. You know, oh, there's a big name artist, so we should put the lyrics on this one, but not fuck the rest. You know, pretty good. Be on heavy rotation to essential worker. I like that. Everything I see clear. I can do what you be doing, but that would be weird. Looking like a metaphor, I look up in the mirror. Look at Mars, Saturn, Uranus. Hop up on my anklet, my bones I get they clanking. Rapping off the moon, rock the record, keep you vanquished. Nappy head like bones, that she wanna be my fighter. In my head, salute, I'll potty by my banquet. Alright, see, now he's busting out with like the good different beats. You know, in the beginning it felt very samey. That shit was like some Christmas fucking holiday special right there. I kind of see his value a little bit more when it comes to flow. This guy's flow is fucking insane. I love it so much. Like he just fucking switches it up so fast, and his cadence too. It's got this fucking crazy man vibe to it. Like the way David switches up his flow is very technical and almost academic in a sense. The way he's talking about certain issues. It's like he's fucking writing a thesis on African American studies or some shit like that. But this guy, he uses his skill set in a much different way. Like he can switch up his flow really good. Not as good as David maybe, but still like really fucking good. The shit he chooses to talk about is more in the ski mask range, kind of like just almost like borderline obnoxious and cartoonish lyrics. Nothing heavy, nothing too heavy, nothing much of like a declarative statement on the sign of the times or some shit like that. It's more like he's just having fun with it, and I really like. That's one of my most favorite performances on the album too. Probably, I really like that you can sense like that betrayal. He invokes this fucking sense of like, yeah, hostility towards the person. Like why don't you answer when I need you? Like what the fuck? Sad in a way. The way he's talking about it, and he keeps repeating it. Like he wants this message to come across. It's a really really good song for 2 minutes. Like he gets across a lot, and it's all basically like in emotions, like heavy emotions, even though this guy is very eccentric. It's the track I was kind of like asking for. I wanted a little bit more depth, and it's definitely there, I think. I'm gonna have to go back to it, but yeah, I really better not catch you crying in the club, bitch. What the fuck? Which is one of the best choruses I've heard this year. One of the best refrains. I really love that song too. Again with the like depth. Also like accompanying it with the background, like the beat, it sets a fucking great mood. Like you listen to the beat and it's like inspirational, sentimental type of beat. Kind of like pouring his heart out. I'm not sure what he means. Like, did he go through a breakup and then he's now with a new girl? Because he mentioned that he really loves watching. He'd rather watch Wonder Woman with his girl, his crib. But he's also talking about like this chick that she better not be crying in the club and like made you get out the mud. I don't know the situation, so I'm just gonna take him for his word. But uh, that's kind of like a fucked up thing to say. Like I'm the reason, like that you're not in the mud. It could be true, but like if it's an exaggeration, it's kind of fucked up to take credit for someone's growth. The whole song is really fucking top notch. I really like I like the mood, the way he's rapping on it. He's definitely doing something that Danny Brown doesn't do that often anymore, and that's like something that he did like on Float On, and it's like get on these like sentimental sounding beats and not be super crazy with it. It's really dope. Wow, this is totally different. At first, I didn't know how to feel about it, but halfway into it, it might be my favorite song sonically. Doing this style really well. It really came out of nowhere, like compared to everything that he's fucking doing. So I really love it. I love the beat too, like the little ding ding in the background, little keys. I really felt like he faded out halfway into his second verse, and this is where the crutch of the album is. Like, well, these songs, they're really short, and I really wanted that one specifically to keep going longer. And I'm not sure if it's just me, but it does sound like the mixing is off on this one too. Sometimes it feels like a little too high, like it's mixed too high sometimes, and like it just clips a little bit. But I'm not sure if that's me, or like if that's the album itself. I love that sample. I don't want to say it's like Kanye-ish, but that's what first comes to mind. You know, like that style of production. It goes back to like the 2000s to me. It just gives me some good vibes, really good vibes. It makes me wonder like why the first five songs sounded very similar, because this whole album is super varied, and it feels like he could have maybe spread those first five a little bit more, just considering how really dynamic the sound is on this album. And those five just seem a little static in retrospect now. Still really like the Van Gogh's Left Ear, and the third one, the Paranormal Snaptivity, but it's just like really weird thinking about how very similar those are compared to the whole album. So I think this next one is the longest song on the album. Hopefully it justifies its length. Not saying that like, songs have to be this way. Songs have to be like 3 minutes or more, but every other song pretty much ends like at 2 minute marker, in is average 2 minutes. So it's interesting to see like 3 minute song on here. Alright, so that first part, it was kind of annoying at first, but it didn't overstay its welcome. It was in and out. It's cool. Again, it's totally different from everything else. This is giving me hard like Playboy Cardi vibes. I don't know why. Maybe it's just cause like the pitch, vocals. It also has this like hyper pop type of vibe to it too, but maybe I'm reading too much into the pitch. Yeah, I don't think that song justified its length. I think that's probably one of the weakest songs on the project, but let's just keep it moving. Yeah, this vocal style was kind of annoying me. Like, just the repetition too. It's not, it doesn't sound appealing to me. Maybe it hit differently if I was in a different state of mind, really fucked up or something like that. But yeah, this one's not connecting with me either. It really feels like he's going through these phases, like his styles. Like he started off with the very Danny Brown heavy vibes, and now he's ended up at like very Young Thug, Trippy Red type of shit. I'm not saying he's got to pick the style. Like, I'm not saying like pick one, but it is inconsistent, but it feels like conceptual. Like I said, impressionists. They don't try and do very detailed pictures. It's just like a portrait of what could be. It's a promise of what could be to me. Like, this could be better. Because look how good it is, and that's true. I'll give him that. This album is pretty good, but it could be better. Stop it, bro. Please go back to what you were doing earlier. Oof, I am not fucking with this shit at all. That was really an annoying last half of the song. Like, I thought the first half was annoying, but the last half was definitely annoying. I think I could vibe with the first half. Like I said, if I was on some shit, if I was like on another level, just the way he's kind of like rapping, it's kind of like not good, but it's got some passion in it. And then like the end is just like so forced and annoying. I hate it. Ooh, that's a hit, boy. Oh my god. I wanna take her to an island, but she hit me with the hymen. I fucking love that shit so much. That shit could be a fucking hit. The vocal style, it's very in right now. What he's doing, it's very in. But the beat is so dope, and I would say like it's very unique. It's unique enough to where it could stand out in the landscape of the mainstream music. But I feel like they should really promote this single. They should really promote this as a single. That's some shit that if it played out, people would vibe to it a lot, I think. And it's really short, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. The race proved that you don't need a long song to chart. So I think that could be a fucking big hit if they really promoted it right. Again, you could slip that in into any mainstream like playlist, anywhere where there's like mainstream type songs, and I think it would fit right in. He's kind of doing like blocks. This block is the eccentric block. This is the block where I'm more experimenting with shit, and then this is the block where it's like more mainstream shit, more mainstream sounding shit, and that's been my favorite sounding. And I think right there it kind of like clashes a bunch of different ideas or styles together, like sentimental, kind of like mainstream bop. It's got this like Drake-ish type of vibe to it. I feel like people that listen to Drake would fuck with that song. It's really cool because like the album cover, it's mainly blue, and I feel like if they would have promoted this album differently to different people, it would have been a fucking huge hit. Using this one and Remote Control and Remote Island as like the leading singles, it would have appealed to like super mainstream audiences, and I think it would have like really blown up. But I like his approach to the situation. It feels like he's trying to push himself, so I gotta give him credit on that side. It feels like he's coming at it from an artistic angle. Like, what can I do now? What can I do that I haven't done? And I respect it. White balcony stargazing. Bitches but with the molly fell in the constellation. Say me, talking to my uncle, but he didn't, he can't say me. But I sure do like whole bands. I'm a bad man from a bad land with real cold feeling. That's a super interesting song. I think it would be super interesting to watch him perform that live, because I feel like he could pull that off. very in a very minimalistic way. Like I would love to see it in a Tiny Desk concert type of way. Really trying really hard to emphasize that he can do all sorts of different beats, all sorts of different styles. It's cool. I like that. It's not skewing too crazy to where like he starts fucking doing a rock song. You know, it's all very consistent. It's all very consistent hip hop shit, but it varies a lot. Like especially when you think about like he had Mechanic on this album and Remote Island. Like it's totally fucking different. This album is kind of like all over the fucking place sonically, and I really appreciate that. You just would not expect it looking at this Van Gogh cover art. It seems very generic, honestly. Like Van Gogh, he seems overplayed to me. He still pulls it off really well. Like just the experience goes through like a roller coaster, you know, like there's ups, there's downs, there's fucking loops sideways, there's loops upside down too, you know. It's very cool. There's some moments where you get in the fucking water and get wet. There's some moments where he's doing some shit that like, you know, you ain't really fucking with and it's hurting your stomach. You kind of want to throw up, but then like he pulls you out of it. It's cool. I love that he ended it with the eccentricity like in his voice, the Danny Brownish type of style. I'm high like satellites. I love that shit. I think it leaves the strongest impression, but I do still think that Remote Island was the banger. Like it should be a fucking hit, and I think it could be if it's promoted right. This album, it's a bunch of different combinations of things. Like it's got this mad villainy vibe to it with the way the songs are just like ending super abruptly. 2 minute song, boom, done, in and out. You know, he's got the Danny Brown swag going on. You gotta commend anyone that has Remote Island on the same album as a track like Mechanic. Like just looking at that, the spectrum of hip hop that you have to go through to cross these genres or these subgenres is like really Olympic style fucking jumping through hoops. It's dope, and he's really dope for doing that. His vocal style is like it pulls through. I think there's moments where I really wasn't fucking with it like heavy, but then there's moments where I was extremely fucking with it. So my opinion kept varying on it. But just like on first listen, I'd give it maybe like a 7.9 or an 8.1. I'm excited about what this guy's gonna do in the future. Like I just want him to get more famous, maybe get more attention, more better features, because I love that Danny Brown feature on the project too. I do still think that like he lacks on the lyrical side a little bit. There's nothing really in there that makes me think like, damn, that shit was clever as fuck. You know, Danny Brown has a bunch of moments like that. This guy he didn't really have that, but he did have style in spades. So it's different strokes for different folks.
I just saw people looking that way, and I didn't know what was going on until I heard someone say get down, so I just started going under the seats.
Oh my gosh, how are you feeling?
It was my second shooting, so I was kind of prepared, because I always am expecting something to happen.